I think most people in Ponytown would agree that the house is kind of overdue for some kind of update here in Ponytown. And in today's video, I want to go over a huge list of things that would go in this hypothetical house update. Starting, of course, with a bigger party house, because right now the party house is kind of small. Now, it doesn't need to be anything nearly as large as the entire island map, and I don't necessarily want that, but I do think it needs to be a little bit larger. At the very least, it needs to be squared, because right now it is longer width-wise than it is lengthwise, and I'm not even 100% sure why this is the case. It's just always been the case for some reason. I think it's about time that it changes its size. Let's make it like 20 to 22 tiles by 22 tiles across, or something to that effect, or something like that, right? Let's change the size of the house. I think it's time to finally update it and make it larger. Secondly, we need more house types. Ever since the party house was added in the game, 6 years now, I think, at this point. Ever since it was added to the game, a lot of people have theorized and suggested, hey, maybe we can get some future house designs and stuff like that. Maybe we can get like a red house or a blue house, or one with a flat roof, or maybe one with a green roof, or one with like maybe more Japanese style roofing or something like that. Or, ooh, what about this one that's like 2 stories tall, but when you go in it, it's not necessarily 2 stories or something like that. You know, there's so many different designs and suggestions and ideas out there for different house things out there. This would be very, very, very welcome. It's something people have wanted for a very, very, very long time. And to be fair, I think, again, the house sprite is kind of a little bit outdated. It feels like a lot of the other sprites and designs for things like that have changed over time, and that has left the house looking a little bit old, if that makes sense. And it's fine, it looking old and everything like that, but I definitely think we're overdue for some new designs for that house. Let's get the red buildings, or the brick buildings, or like stone buildings, etc., etc. This would be very, very welcome. Maybe we can get some rotatable houses or something like that. This would just be an overall welcome addition to a house update and Ponytown overall. Number 3 is multiple houses on the same party island. A very, very, very long time ago, ever since island customization was a thing, players have asked for the ability to place multiple party houses on the same island. Now, I don't know what happened, but at some point in time, and this is true, you guys can find this for yourself, this is a real thing, this was worked on, this was something that they teased, this was something that was kind of sort of promised a very long time ago, that you could place multiple party houses on your party island. Now, when you went into any of the party houses, it would always lead to the exact same one, but having multiple there was nice. You could make your little small towns or something like that, and you would be able to enter a house no matter where you went on your island. It was really nice. It was kind of a cool little mini feature that existed for a little bit for supporters on Patreon and things like that, and people talked about it, and it seemed like it was going to get added to the game, but then just suddenly all references and mentions of it just kind of vanished and disappeared, and for some reason it was never implemented. I have to wonder if maybe they decided not to implement it because they added the tents, and it's almost like having multiple interior maps or something like that, and they decided that that was good enough or something. I have no idea, but for whatever reason, it's just not here, and it doesn't seem like it's coming, but I personally think it's time to finally implement it. Number 4 is, and honestly, the next couple of ones are probably going to be just a bunch of different items and stuff like that. But number 4 is pots and pans. We need more kitchen items, and pots and pans are just straight up missing from the build menu, it seems like. Honestly, there's not really any pots or pans in like the bakery or anywhere in the game at all, but I think it's time to finally get a pot and a pan. Am I crazy for that? Additionally, at number 5, we have bathroom items. Now, I don't know necessarily if they want to add like toilets and things like that, but definitely give us, you know, more bathroom items. Give us some bathroom tiles, maybe a mirror item of some kind, maybe a shower curtain or some showers of some extent. Give us something, at the very least. Throw in an outhouse item or something like that. I think people would love it. People always make toilets and stuff like that in their homes and stuff like that using random items like plates and stuff. I think it's time to just throw those items in there as actual items that the players can place. Next up is doors and possibly stairs as well. Doors, again, is something that players have asked for a long time. They don't necessarily have to function like an actual door. You don't necessarily have to have them animate where you can click on them or interact with them and then they open. It could just be something that just is a door and it has no collider and you could just go through it. At the very least, I think door frames would be an excellent addition to the game. Right now, there is the stone arch item and players usually use it, or at least I usually use it, as like an entranceway to some kind of party house, for example, or maybe it's an entrance to some other house that I'm making on the basic island or something like that. It makes a good doorways in a sense, and I think more doorways or doors specifically would make an excellent addition to the game. Additionally, stairs are something that players have asked for a long time. You don't necessarily have to implement a second story to the party house, but adding stairs as an item would be very, very welcome, even if it doesn't necessarily function the way that stairs do in real life, where you go up it and you're physically moving up on the board and everything like that. It could just be that it's just a staircase item that you could just walk across or something like that, almost like it's on the floor, like a rug or something like that, but it's stairs, and you can go and make stairs on your island without having to use random items that don't look like stairs. At number 7, we have new floor tiles. These floor tiles can be anything, but I did write down a few suggestions for Ponytown to use. First of all is a grid tile. So this would be kind of similar. I think Ash's Town has something similar to this, if I'm not mistaken. If you're gonna place one tile, it's black, but if you put one right next to it, it's white, and if you put one next to that one, it's black again, and so on and so on and so on. So you can make your entire island just a really big grid all at once without having to switch between the two different tiles over and over and over again and click one at a time. This would be a huge boost. You could have this be in multiple colors, so like black and white, of course, but then there could be like a red and blue grid, or a yellow and green grid, or a purple and white grid, or any kind of combination of colors. Marble colors, or just marble tiles as well, would be really nice to have. We have some stone-esque tiles and stuff like that, but we don't have marble as a tile, and I think it would look really nice. This again could come in different colors, like the reddish color, like a black marble, etc., etc. I think it would be very nice in the game. Additionally, more wood could be nice too, because right now we have, basically like 3 shades of color for wood and only like 2 different designs for the wood tile patterns. I think there could be more wood types and additionally more wood patterns when you're placing them on your island. And finally, the last suggestion for floor tiles is a steel. This would be kind of like the stone floor pattern and floor design, but it would be made of steel. It would be like iron or metal of some kind, and it would look kind of cool. You could even have some rustic parts in there, something like that. Makes part of it rusted or something. Maybe a rusted version would just be another variant of it. I think it would look really cool and would help for lab roleplays. And at 8, this one again goes back to items a little bit, and it's not necessary here, but it bothers me a little bit, so I just went ahead and threw it in here, and that is rotatable item racks. Right now, the items such as the fruit racks and things like that cannot be rotated, but the basic item rack that doesn't have anything on it can be rotated. I think it's finally time that those racks with food and other items on them can finally be rotated. I don't know why this has never been in the game, but I think it's finally time, and a house update would be a good time to do it if they were to do a house update. And finally is new walls. Walls would be another great thing to add in this hypothetical house update. And again, I laid down some suggestions such as cobblestone. Cobblestone would also be a good floor tile, but a cobblestone style wall would be really cool. There already is kind of like a brick or like a stone wall. The cobblestone one would be a little bit different than that one, I feel like. Hay would make another great wall type. The roof in Ponytown right now for the party house is made out of hay. I think it would be kind of cool if a wall could be made out of hay or something like that. There already is, again, like I said, kind of like a brick stone wall type and everything like that, but brick is a little bit different than just stone. This would be like actual, like the thin red bricks that you see, like for example in Minecraft, or you drive down the road or something like that, you see a couple of brick houses. It would be wall types like that. And of course, there are probably many more wall types and floor types that you can add to this game during a hypothetical house update. probably even many more ideas that you could add to a house update, but that is everything on my list. Let me know if there's anything that I left out that you definitely think should be included in a future house update here in Ponytown. I'd love to look over those. If you guys suggest enough of them, maybe I'll make a part 2 to this or something like that. But that is everything I have for you and everything I wanted to say, so I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you did, please do consider liking, subscribing, sharing, and doing all of those wonderful things like that, because when you do wonderful things like that, not only do you get access to wonderful content such as this, but you also get to become wonderful yourself, and I think we all want that. So do those wonderful things, and until next time, stay wonderful.